Good afternoon, guys. This is day 3 update with the Cardinal Industries build. So they worked last night. The crew was working last night up until about 9 p.m. by light, truck lights. So we got Marcos on there. They're putting some of the siding on now up on the front section. And we did get the doors in last night. These are steel doors, so it's going to be a little bit better than the doors that they came with it. And you can see how it's all framed out. Also, insulation has been installed behind the panels, and this is like a, I want to say a foil on one side, foam, and then a white facing on the other. They do say it's an R17. So today, they've got all the sidewall pieces up. They still have to trim out for the windows that are going to go along that top edge. Excuse me. And the rear doors in and framed. Let me walk back there for a minute and show you a little bit more. So you can see some of the details here in the corner. Really heavy, pretty heavy gauge braces. They're top and bottom on each side of the post. And these are more for attaching the panels. This is at the wainscoting height. They're doing a little construction, as you can hear, so it's a little noisy. This section out back is for the lean-to. I'm going to put this on hold and come back. Okay, so rear door is all framed out. Again, as you can see, this is the back door. Again, some of the details as far as the framing goes, but we've got a good door gap all the way around, so that's all done. We're doing a little trimming up on the top up there, as you can see. So it's a lot noisy out here at the moment. But I'll pick back up a little bit later when everything gets a little bit more, a little further along, and you can kind of get a little bit a better idea. So stand by for next shot. Good morning. Just doing a little daily update. So today, they've got the front wall mostly done and skinned and trimmed out. So let's go take a closer look. You know, we've got the deluxe package, so we decided to go with wainscoting throughout. So the door wainscoting is installed. I did bought some rat guard actually to close the bottoms of the panels in. We've got the Z panel trim in to make the two-tone colors. The doors are all trimmed out right now. And the man door's in, and I did change out these doors to a steel door. I've got a cheap lock set on it now, just temporarily. And yeah, so they're getting ready now. They've put in, and they're putting in, anyway. They're getting ready for the doors. So these are the 12-foot roll-up doors. They've got the side rails in on this side. And they're working on that, trying to get those doors hung today. And then also, all the cross beams up on the wall are finished now, so that's all done, and they're going to finish up the rear wall today too and get that skinned. And once they get both the end walls done, they will do a final square on the building, and then do the sides and do the roof. As I guess what I understood, they're going to do the roof first and then come back in and finish these skins on the sides. Also, up on these openings here, about every 2, there's going to be 4 36 by 24 windows up, skylights up on the side of the building. That way there's no roof penetration to get any leaks. So I'll go ahead and update as we get going a little bit further. Also, if you'll note, the pile of raw steel tubing is going down. And yeah, looking pretty decent. I'll give you a little detail here in the corner here. So they've got cross braces. These are the posts going up. These are solid welded. And then between each section, they've got these cross braces that are screwed in, and you can see a little bit better detail on the bottom. So I mean, literally, this thing is one pretty massively detailed out shell as far as structural. So they say it's good for 170 mile an hour. I hope we never have to test it, but yeah. Anyway, that's it for this update. I'll go ahead and give you some more a little bit later. Thanks. Good morning, YouTube. So here we've got the barn, day 3, I believe, as far as the update goes. You can see right now they're installing the roof sections on it. So currently this side over here has already got the panels on, and then they're doing the insulation up on the roof on this side. So let's take a little walk around and see where we're going to be today. Looking pretty nice though so far, doing a great job. All the bracing is now installed, and the front face is totally done of the building. This is the double door section. All the trim is on around all the doors. It's a J trim. Let's walk inside. So this section wall is done. Underneath here, they've now got installed all the insulation from the inside, as you can see. The building is, these straps right here are for squaring up the building until they get everything installed. The back wall itself is nice to have the shade in here, by the way. The back wall itself is also done. They do the end walls first. And out on the outside here, so we'll just back up. So the back wall itself is done as well, as far as the trim and around the doors. And what they're doing now, this is the lean-to, another roof area where the work area is going to be on the back. So this section here is the concrete slab is 10 by 16, and the frame is going to just be over the top edge. It'll just be roof there, and then they're going to do a little wainscoting down here, and then it'll be a little 3-foot sidewall on each side. And what that's going to be is for grinding and keep them in the shade. So you can see the boys, they're going up and doing the roof. And so that's it for the updates for this morning, and I'll come back later on this afternoon and do another update for a final. Thank you. Also today, the back lean-to gets installed as well, so that's pretty exciting. Let's take a look here and try not to trip over all the tire tracks. So this section here, insulated roof, and then they're going to do some wainscoting around the bottom, and I'll put some clear panels up in here, and mostly it's just to keep the rain out of the back area. So this is going to be like the dirty area. Good morning. Today is a new day that we're just starting out. So the other side of the building has all the skin on it, and I'll walk around there in a minute. And then up in the top here, all the window areas, those are where the windows are going to be. Those are hurricane reinforced category 5 windows that are up in there. Those are actually 2 foot by 3 foot. So as you can see, all the trim is ready to go up on this side. Not the trim, but the frame. Walk around the front here. As we come around the front here, you can start to see all the interior insulation on the one side is complete, and they still have to do the cutouts for the windows. Again, we're going to have 4 windows up in the tie of the wall. That's about 11 feet up from the ground. Back wall is fully enclosed. They still haven't completed the trim yet. So that's going to be today. This is day 6 of the build, by the way. And if we walk around this side, they now have this whole side already sided out. And we've got the deluxe trim at the bottom. And we've got the color coded up at the top. So this side looks like it's just about finished up on here. Once they get this side done, they'll be moving on to the other side. So got the wall working, they've got their little lift pad going, and they're just pulling out and making everything work. So final thing, we've also got some scrap, and we've got some more scrap tubing. I'll pick up some of that before we're all done. But overall, pretty good. They're staying till about 10 p.m., 9:30, 10 p.m. every night, working in the dark with lights. So they're really doing a good job. You get a better idea of the space, though the camera really doesn't show a lot of the detail. These legs are all fully welded up in here, and then they're all galvanized. They also have the door tracks getting installed. Sorry about the contrast there. So they've got the tracks ready to go for the roll-up doors, which are coming hopefully today. So yeah, all we gotta do is just keep going, and let's just see where this ends up. Thanks. Okay, boys, good morning. Well, we're actually about noon. Today is, I don't know, day 5, 6, I kind of lost count. But the electricians are here, and they've dug their trench and set their conduit inside. And that runs back up toward the other building. So that's about 75-foot run, running 2/0 aluminum wire, and they're going to punch through there. So as we go around, we've already got the electrical box, subservice panel, sub panel that's going to go in, and the mount. And if we look around, pretty much the building is almost done. They still have the trim to do. The roll-up doors are installed, and again, those are 12 by 12. So that gets done. That's all finished today. So the building probably is going to be finished today. They've got trim that they're working on. You can walk around the side here and I'll show you some other details. So as we walk out to the side, the windows are in, and they've still got to do the trim around the windows, all the soffit and fascia areas that are going on. And the final thing as far as construction goes is the lean-to, if you will. So like we detailed out before, this lean-to is 10 by 16, 10 foot high at the eave, and that's going to have insulation on the top. Then we're going to do some, again, the trim around the bottom of this, like we've got over here on the building, give it a little bit more thing. And then I've got some clear panels that are going to go up top. So what that for is to put the compressor out back and just generally keep it all neat and all the dirty stuff out of the shop itself. So as you can see, all the wainscoting is, if you will, is all done. And as we look up on the building, we've got windows on both sides. So we've got that covered. And again, the trim's got to go on. So all the trim around the roof's got to be detailed out, and the trim around there. And we got to put all the edge trim, corner trims on yet too. So I'll go ahead and put those back up to you guys and let you take a look in a little bit. So just stand by and we'll get some more information coming out to you. Thanks. Good morning. Now today's another update on the barn. So as you can see, the double doors are down. Those are 12 foot by 12 foot roll-up doors. All the trim has been installed along the top edge of the building, and they're still working on the trim on the side windows. They've got pretty much all that done. The lull goes back today, darn it. And so that's all been accomplished. Try to get you a little bit better detail on those window trim outs. It looks pretty good. Looks pretty good. And then of course along the top here, that edge has been done. Let's walk around the back, take a look. They still have to do the corner trims up on the edges. And on the lean-to, they've got the roof on that. That's looking pretty good. Now what we're doing back here is we ran out of brown. This is just an extra I'm having them do. So we've got the siding on there, and that's all insulated behind there. Not that that matters, but it's nice to have it. The roof is on, and that's all insulated, and that's all trimmed out. So what's going to go here is translucent panels. That'll keep the sun out, but give a lot of light inside. I'll take you inside this section here. Let's take a look. So again, a little tight, as you can see. It's fully insulated and ready to go. So those clear panels go on here, and that'll cut down all the daylight directly coming in. And then the roof is attached, and that still has to be trimmed out and finished. But the back door also is in. This is a 10 by 10 footer, and then the man door. So all the trim, for the most part, is done. Let me back it up, give you a better shot here. So what's going to be nice is this will be like a dirty area back in here, grinding, keep the compressor, the blast cabinet, the wash tank, everything else. But that's going to look pretty good. So you can, if you can envision that with the translucent panels all the way around, they'll allow a lot of light, but still keep the sunlight out, direct sunlight out. I'm not worried about going in and out of that 10-foot door, just for the fact that I didn't do it for that. I did it for ventilation. And then we move along down the side here. So they still have to trim out, like I said, all the corner edges all the way around, and this side of the windows. And the nice part was the electricians were here yesterday, so they have installed at least the chase for the wiring. So that's all been done. So they dug a trench off the main unit, and we've got a 100 amp service with 2-aught cable coming in. This center section here is internet, Cat 6 cable buried, and then this is the water, which hasn't been hooked up yet. But as we get going, I'll take you inside and I'll show you the inside. So stand by 1 second. Okay, inside's pretty much done. They've still got some to clean up yet, but you can see how the detail is on the 10-foot door. This one needs some adjusting yet, so I didn't put it up for them. And yeah, it's starting to look pretty good. Electricians will be here in a little bit. They're going to hang all the LED lights. They're all going to be hung off on this. This is equally divided up, and they're putting 8 high beams and high bays in, so LED. So stand by, I'll give you an update as we get it all done, but yeah, looking pretty good.